Hello, in this video I'm going to be looking at the FTSE 100 very quickly in the view of looking for a short trade. Short trade, as you may remember, is one where we're looking to profit from when the market is falling. Now, by looking just quickly through the FTSE 100, I'm just going to explain to you my thinking as towards why I'm looking at a particular chart, some of the things that are interesting me, and so on. And then from looking through the FTSE 100, we will look until we find one that is promising in terms of a short. So here we are with the 3i group. Now, would we consider that a promising short? Because a lot of people would probably look at that and think, well, yeah, that looks pretty good. You know, we're sort of reaching possible highs there. But if you look at the tip of that one, the intraday movement from when I'm recording this yesterday actually broke through that one. So, and we also have a higher high. Now, if you remember from the video, from higher highs are a point towards where we're seeing strength in the trend. So we're seeing an intraday movement from yesterday. We're also seeing that the market did actually close out at the resistance, but there is a higher high too. So there is a possibility that we could see that move up. So it's one that you would possibly put on the back burner, but one that you wouldn't trade. Admiral Group, what we're seeing here is just a broad range consolidation. It's looking pretty depressed, certainly not a short. What we see here is pretty interesting. There's a consolidation here, faltering somewhat. We're seeing what's almost classed as a shooting star. Now, a shooting star is where we see the market being very thin from trading yesterday, but opening and closing, it's pretty much near its low, but there being some intraday movement. Shooting stars tend to fall downwards, so we're possibly likely to see a retracement with that. So we've got some resistance being built up from the bottom of the consolidation here, and then we're seeing a possible retracement from that. So there is a possibility that, say, African Barrick Gold Limited could be a retracement and therefore a short. Just quickly going through some others. Too much movement within that one, we wouldn't want to be trading that. Predominantly long trend within that, and here just quickly using the Dow theory, we've got stage 1 there, stage 2 there, and stage 3 almost there. And on a longer term, we could almost use that just maybe as a stage 1 if we're looking over a very long term. AMEC, what we're likely to see here is just a broad range consolidation, so nothing hugely entertaining. Anglo going up and up. Antofagasta consolidation. Sometimes what you find with consolidations is that you just get this movement and then they can collapse a little bit, but when they do collapse, it's not dramatic. ARM Holdings, pretty interesting, but with ARM, even though we have a resistance here at 400, we've got some support being generated around about 370, so the overall reward on that is not going to be great. Plus, if we sort of add the midpoint there, you know, we're not actually getting very far. As we can see, at the midpoint it's gained support anyway. Associated British Foods, interesting this one in that it's reached resistance. It's a negative candle. There could be an opportunity there for a retracement. Could begin to find its feet a little bit with this the intraday move from this candle, but overall there could be the possibility there of a retracement down to around about sort of 10, maybe 11.10, somewhere around there. So we could get a retracement on Associated British Foods. What is interesting with AstraZeneca is that we have a very strong resistance at 32. We've got higher highs again here. Higher highs where the current trading of today opened above the close from the prior day, previous day, and is closing above that too. And then we have a series of those. So they tend to be very aggressive, very strong, very quick moves, but also what they can be, what can happen is they can tire out very quickly, and we almost have a very bearish candle here, and we're starting to see, and what I mean by bearish candle, very thin in terms of the market movement. It's a negative movement because it's red. The intraday trading wasn't massive, as we can see from this shadow, so there's a real slowing down of the market, and as a slowing down of the market, there's a real chance that the things could just drop. As we've seen here, for instance, as we've seen, it did drop actually massively. So always look out for higher highs and lower lows in terms of, you know, very strong sort of spurts of movement within a trend usually. So sometimes they come out of consolidations like this, but they always tend to falter relatively quickly. There are what called gaps in markets, where sort of a very strong sort of positive movement in that direction as well. So as we can see here, there's quite a very strong negative movement that's taken in at least the 3 days of gains that we had previously. So moving on, we are autonomy. There is resistance just here. If we look at this consolidation, some resistance there which we're reaching at, although we've got to be aware that there's some consolidation, could degree of very tight, boring, dull consolidation, which is going to cause it to, it's going to be a possibility of a retrace there, but really it's not going to do much if there was a retracement, so you would move out of that most definitely. Aviva not very interesting, BAE not very interesting, Barclays possibility of a bounce, in fact a bullish move upwards, hitting support at 260, but we're looking for a, well, in fact in this video we could be looking for longs and shorts, so you know we can quickly go through those. BG, we've got some consolidation. We've got a very strong trend. Again, we've got similar higher highs. The thing that you find with the higher highs and then it moves into consolidation, it's almost a point where it's saying, well, I'm resting now. We're still very happy with the current price and there's an opportunity for it to move forward still. So I wouldn't necessarily see this as a very bearish sign at all. I would look towards that there's likelihood of being more consolidation before a very strong move upwards again. BHP, possibility of a retracement. We're starting to see some consolidation, although this consolidation here is likely to cause it to slow down somewhat. Pretty interesting, but that's likely to go up a little bit more before we're going to see any movement. And then it's going to settle. You're going to feel consolidations can act like a bit of have a gravity of their own, where they kind of pull prices towards them. And consolidations sort of psychologically tend to be a comfort zone as well, because it's a lot of the price is around that point, and so if it's moving an extreme away or above or below that, they tend to spring back within the nearest consolidation. So we're likely to see that with British Land. So as we can see, you know, there's a good amount, even just for ranges through to B's number 24 in the FTSE 100, and we could go on, but as you can see, there's opportunities there for trading both long and short, and you know, it's just really taking the understanding of candlesticks, taking the understanding of how the market is moving, what consolidations do, and how they can cause issues with sort of extreme moves up, understanding the use of higher highs. You know, we sort of have that here. The market opened higher than it did close, and then it closes and it opens higher, and so on. And then, you know, we sort of have these huge strong moves, and usually if you have a couple of higher highs, you'll have one at least afterwards, and then a few more possibly if it's very strong, and some massive gains can be had from higher highs as well as lower lows too. And they certainly are this. If you start to see those, you tend to see very strong opportunities for a very fast short or bullish movement, bearish or bullish movement within that. So as you can see, finding longs and shorts is not particularly that difficult. Once you understand where the supports and the resistances are, and it's relatively quick and easy, once you understand how trends are working, once you understand even just the very basics of analysis, then you can easily and quickly make trading decisions that are going to benefit you long term. So that's this video. Don't forget to watch the others, and we'll see you soon.